When it comes to protecting your investment on your deck surface, you go through the process of building a nice deck structure. You want to look at the future of that surface. You want to make sure you protect it for long life and protect it against water damage and ultraviolet ray damage as well. What can happen to the wood surface as time goes on, the lumber can start out looking a nice light green pressure treated color like this. After a number of years, without proper protection, what will happen is it'll turn into something that looks like this. This is just pressure treated lumber that's on a little bit mold and mildew on the surface, got very dirty, and the wood cells have actually died on the surface. That's what causes those black-gray effect on there. You might find that the clear is a nice color and you want to leave it natural, or you could find that you want to add a little bit of color to it. And you can add a sheer color to it like this. This is a natural cedar color. And it just penetrates that color deep into the wood surface. So it gives you the benefit of the protection against water damage, against UV. It also puts in a sheer color, and it gives you a nice appearance to the deck surface. The real way to tell whether your wood needs protection or not is if you just pour a little bit of water onto the surface of the deck. If you pour it on there and you see it's penetrating in, you know it needs protection. Once the surface is protected, when you pour water on it, you'll actually see the water running right off it and not penetrating into it. Where it finds an area where there's no protection on it, it will penetrate into that surface. If your deck is maybe not at this stage, but over to this stage, you want to clean your deck surface first before you put a protection coating on the surface. One of the main reasons to clean first is because you want your protection to penetrate into the wood and bond with the wood. To clean the surface, it's a very easy process. You can use a pump type sprayer like this to apply your cleaner to the surface. It's very easy to use. Pour it into a pump sprayer, pump up your sprayer to get your pressure in there, and you can just apply it straight out of the sprayer onto the surface. This will just spray right onto the wood. Now, things to keep in mind when you're doing this, you want to protect yourself as well. You put on some gloves, safety glasses, some old clothing so you don't get it all over yourself as well. And you can just spray it right onto the surface. Give it a few minutes to actually penetrate into the surface, and then taking a nylon bristle brush like this, you gently agitate the surface, and that'll loosen up those dead wood cells and clean off the mold and mildew off the surface. what you'll see is when you give it that little bit of a brushing, you actually see those dead wood cells loosen up on the surface, and you see them right there. Now this can be rinsed off with just a regular garden hose, or if you happen to have a pressure washer, you can use that as well. But when you're using the pressure washers, use it at a lower setting. Don't have too high a volume of pressure on it, because it will blast off some of the wood fibers on the surface as well. So you don't want to tear apart the wood surface. When it comes to applying your water seal to the surface, one of the best tools to use is a paint pad type applicator like this. What this does is, this is meant for exterior surfaces. What this actually does is powers that film right into the wood fiber, so it pushes it down into it. Try to refrain from using a roller, because a roller will just lay it on the top of the surface. It won't actually power it in. So what you want to do is push it into the surface. Now, to apply it on the surface when using the paint pad applicator, what you want to keep in mind when you're putting this product on, because it is so water resistant, you only want to put on one thin coat. Don't over apply. Putting on too much onto the surface will create a bond on the surface, and if you put the second coat on it, it will just repel it off there. It will not allow it to penetrate into it. Into areas where it's close work or tight against the house, you might want to take a brush and just cut in from along the edge. What you want to do is apply it right across the whole surface, from one end of the board to the other. You don't want to go down the one side and then across in sections, because you will create lap marks. Always go the whole length of the board, creating a nice even uniform finish at that point. This product is put on and is guaranteed for 2 years on the clear, 3 years on the colors, on a deck surface where your highest traffic and highest amount of UVs is hitting the surface.
you.